Hey guys, today we're going to be doing some beginner yoga classes. Just some real basic poses that are going to be used for stress relief because we're all having a little bit of stress given that things keep getting extended and we're all still at home trying to make the best of our days, right? So today I will be taking you through some real basic yoga poses. We will be down on the ground for this. This is not a chair yoga class. This is definitely a mat yoga class. You can use the chair to modify some of them. You can check out the other video that we have posted where I'm showing you chair yoga. If this becomes too much for you, but otherwise feel free to just give it a whirl and see what you can do today. So I will be down on the ground on the mat doing the chair or doing the mat yoga today. If you happen to have a yoga brick, go ahead and grab it. I don't have mine handy right now, but I have a medicine ball, and I'll be using that just for a little bit of balance here and there. If we need it, we have it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You just don't go down as low. So up to you. The other thing you may or may not want to have, hello Mo, is a pillow for when we do some extended child pose and things like that. If it hurts your knees to be as bent as I am right now, you can always take this cushion and give us a little extra support at the knee so that we don't have to bend quite as much, okay? So if you want to grab those things, you have a moment, you can go ahead and get it. Again, not necessary, it's really up to you. There's definitely other ways to modify this stuff, but if you have it handy, you can just keep it close by. So we've got our pillow, we've got a way to modify some of the stretches and reaches or advance them with our little My Medicine Ball, your yoga brick if you have one. Not a big deal again if you don't, so they're just close by. And then usually yoga is done barefoot, and then on a mat that gives you a little bit of grip. We work with what we have though at home, so do whatever you got handy, okay? But again, I'm not going to have the chair close by because this is not necessarily chair yoga. If you have one close by for balance, keep it close by and that's fine. But we'll just be walking through it. I'll give you some modifications within, but these are just designed poses for more stress relief. And just introducing you to yoga if you've not done it before and you're a little timid about seeing what it's all about. This is just a small idea, okay? Bear with me as we go through it. It's been a while for me too, but we're gonna go. All right, so what I'm gonna have you guys start actually is in a standing position. And you can be on your mat if you have it. My feet are just comfortably about hip width apart. And we're gonna go ahead and do some breathing. So I'm gonna have you guys inhale up, arms go up, and then exhale back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale down. 1 more time, inhale. Last one, exhale. Good, so we're just going to warm our bodies up. We're going to go wider now. Same pose, but this time we're going to have a little bit of movement in our legs, okay? Inhale up, exhale, gentle squat down. Inhale up. Exhale, gentle squat down. 1 more time, inhale up. Exhale, relax. Good. Now we're going to do a basic forward fold. I'm going to straighten out my feet a little bit. I'll show you guys sideways. And we're going to inhale with our arms up, but then I want you to exhale straight back and forward fold. And then you're going to hold the pose. You decide how low you're going to stretch. If this is where you need to be, then hold here, but my knees are soft. I'm letting my neck be in a neutral position, and I'm holding. And if you're comfortable, you can bring yourself down or holding on and get a good stretch. Up to you if you want to go wider or if this is enough. And just hold and breathing, regular breathing. You should get a nice healthy stretch in the hamstring area. You might feel that tension release on the spine and your back. And we're just breathing. And then I'm going to have you take a nice breath in, and as we exhale, we roll our spine up to the top and relax. Good. Now we're going to get you guys down to the floor. Pardon the cat. Real life. So what we're going to go ahead and do next is bring us to the floor with the downward facing dog. So I'm going to try and step back a little bit and show you this way. You're going to inhale, arms up, exhale, hands down to the floor, and then we're going to step back into a downward facing dog. My hands are flat, and I'm going to press my tailbone up towards the ceiling, nice long spine, and my knees stay soft. I'll scooch forward a little bit so you can see my heels a little, and you just try to relax them to the ground. I'm not shoving them down, I'm just breathing and relaxing. Holding downward facing dog. And just keep pressing through your fingers. Nice good stretch in the hamstrings and in your low back. Good, and then from here we're going to take a breath in. Exhale, drop down to the knees and relax your feet. I'm going to place the wrist underneath my shoulder and we're going to get ready for cat-cow. So I want you to take a breath in and then exhale, drop your stomach, look up to the ceiling. Inhale, arch, exhale, drop. 2 more times. Inhale, we tuck that chin to our chest. Exhale, dropping down, looking up. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. Go neutral spine. Very good. So that's just your basic cat-cow. From here, we're going to go to an extended child's pose. So if you have that cushion and you want to use it, now's the time. You can just place it on your calves. Otherwise, you're going to sit back, walk the hands forward, and bring your forehead down to the floor. You can also use the brick or cushion to place your head on if your neck needs a little bit of extra support. So if you have a brick, you can hold it here as you hold out. If your shoulders don't like the extended position, you can place your hands here, more at your side, or all the way at your legs and fold. Letting everything relax. Pick whichever position is best for you and hold. As we go through yoga, we just like to breathe and relax. The longer we hold the pose, the more our muscles release and relax into that stretch. At home, you can play some nice relaxing music in the background. And then we're going to take a breath in. Exhale as we come back up to all fours. And reposition your hand. Very good. You guys are good. All right, so from here, we're going to get into what's called thread the needle. So I'm going to show you first, and then you guys can get into position. You're going to inhale. My right arm is going to go up. And I'm going to exhale and thread it between my left forearm and my left thigh and bring my shoulder down to the floor. This is threading the needle. Okay, so as you guys hold that position, you're going to be inhaling with that arm up. Exhale, thread it through, and then you can sit back a little bit too. You're going to get a really good stretch along the back, your upper back, that trap area, your shoulder blades. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, thread it through and drop down and hold. Up to you if you're going to sit back, if you need to hold your head off the floor, or if you're comfortable dropping and sitting back. And then we're going to go ahead, inhale up, exhale, and release. All right, same thing, opposite side. So I'm going to inhale, my left arm comes up, exhale, thread it in between, dropping down and hold. You choose how far back you want to go and if you want your head down or not. So you get a nice good stretch across your back. If it's too much for you, you can just stay here and still get a good stretch. Lots of options. Letting everything just release. Nice good stretch. Good, and we're going to inhale up, exhale and relax. Now to stretch all of that out, we're going to sit back into that extended child's pose again. Taking a breath in, exhale, we sit back. You choose which position was best for you in here and hold the pose. Good, okay, inhale, back up. Exhale, wrist back underneath. All right, so it's good when we have a challenging pose to go back to one that's comforting, and that extended child's pose is very relaxing for the body by nature, so that's a good one to do. We're going to go ahead and challenge ourselves again now. So I'm going to push you guys back up into downward facing dog, and then we're going to do a modified sun salutation. So I'm going to show you a couple different options with this, and you're going to choose what's going to work best. Again, challenging but doable. So I'm in my downward facing dog. I'm going to go down to a modified plank, relax my feet, go down to what's called a crocodile, and scoop up to cobra. That's a nice modified version of all of those, okay? So from your modified plank, you decide what your crocodile is going to do and scoop through cobra. If you're looking for more advanced, we're going to do the basic straight body plank and really challenge that tricep area, okay? So a more advanced one goes to your basic plank, down to crocodile, scoop through cobra. All right, so we're going to give all of that a whirl. Push to downward facing dog, relaxing your back. And I'm going to start with the modified one. Bring ourselves into a modified plank. Toes are relaxed. Down to my crocodile. Scoop through to my cobra. Push back to downward facing. So I'm back on the balls of my toes. Push back up. Holding here. We're going to go back in. I'm going to do a basic plank. Good. And then scoop down and scoop through. Good. We're going to do one more time, okay? Downward facing. Bring yourself into a plank. Down to a crocodile. And scoop through cobra. Good. Now I'm going to have you sit back to an extended child's pose. Good. Go ahead and relax everything. Your arms should be a little challenged by that, and that's a good thing. Let everything lengthen back out. Hold your neck into a neutral position. And just think about lengthening your spine out again, okay? All right, so we're going to go and now we're going to stretch out our hips. I'm going to bring you to all fours, back to downward facing. And what's going to happen is we're going to bring one knee forward. So to get into a pigeon pose, I'll show you sideways first. I'm going to bring my knee towards my elbow and my wrist and come down. Okay? So if I'm facing you guys, it looks like this. All right? I'm nice and bent in here. This is how we get into a pigeon pose. And your opposite hip is kind of lined up with that heel. You can stay here in a pigeon pose, or you can bring yourself forward or all the way down. If you're very flexible, need more of a stretch, and you're not feeling it in this hip, then you grab onto your back foot. So sideways, if I'm in my basic pigeon, I can grab on and I can challenge myself a little bit more. But in the end, I'm still getting a stretch in that hip, maybe the hip flexor too of that back straight leg, okay? Don't think I'm nuts. Remember, you can modify. You can sit on the brick. You don't have to bring the leg up as much, and you can stay up here if you don't want to go forward. So we're going to start it, okay? So we start in our downward facing dog. You're going to go ahead, you can inhale, lift the leg up that you're going to move. And as we exhale, we bring it forward and drop it down. Relax the back foot so you don't cramp up. Hold yourself tall. And you should have a good stretch in that left hip flexor. And you should also have a stretch inside that hip area of that right glute. Holding that pose. If you want the bigger stretch, we talked about dropping down. And you can kind of choose that arm position on the forearms or extend it out. Yoga is really all about holding that stretch. We're going to inhale, bring our hands back. Exhale as we rise up. We're going to go back to downward facing and do the opposite leg, okay? Got to do both sides. Go ahead and step back. Push. So you're in downward facing. And then we're going to bring that left knee. For me, it's my left leg is my second side. I'm going to lift up, exhale, and drop. Okay, so my right leg now is straight. My belly button is straight ahead. And I'm holding this position. You choose how far back that straight leg wants to go. But you just want a good stretch in that hip again, okay? All the sitting we do, we just get tighter and tighter. So we're just trying to give our body the break that it needs. And kind of just mentally get ready to go again, right? And you may notice, I'm sure you've heard it before from our trainers, one side might be tighter than the other. So that's okay if you find yourself not as extended out with both sides. And then gently walk it back as we inhale. Exhale, back up. You guys did good. We're going to go ahead and push onto all fours, okay? So first to downward facing, and then gently drop back down to all fours. Good, you guys. All right, holding on with me so far. You guys are doing good. These are not the easiest, but it's a good introduction to some yoga stuff for you. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves down to a seated position, okay? I'm going to have you guys bring yourself down to your seats and just cross your legs in front. What we're going to do next is some basic low back stretches, okay? You can decide if you need to sit up against a wall or if you want to have the brick anywhere to help you out. But what I'm going to have you do first is you're going to extend. I'm going to extend my right leg out, and I'm going to take my left leg and cross it over. I'm going to do a seated twisting, okay? I have my left hand kind of up close against me. And what that's going to do is give my back some support to stay tall versus rounding. So you want to stay nice and tall. So I've got my arm against my back. My left leg is crossed over. And I'm going to turn and look over me. So I'm going to use my elbow, push on my knee, and look. So I'm getting a good twist rotation in my back. And that's going to help loosen it up from being in the chair all day. If this is not enough stretch for you, you can go ahead and really anchor, but I had to move my hand, right? I'm anchoring and I'm pushing on that knee. If you want a little extra stretch, that straight leg, tuck it underneath you and gives you a little extra twist. Okay, I'm going to keep the leg straight so it's easier to see what I'm doing though. So go ahead, straighten out that right leg, left leg crosses over, left arm is against my back, right elbow, and twist. And it's a nice even stretch across my back. Get it along the waistline. You might get it up near the shoulder blades a little bit. This is a nice seated spinal twist. Take a breath in, exhale, and relax. We're going to do the same stretch with your opposite lead, okay? I'll face this way. So my left leg is going to be straight this time. I'm going to cross over with the right. Right arm holds my back tall. Left arm goes against my knee, and I turn. And you want to get a nice, good stretch. Real good rotation. You may see that you twist on one side more than the other. Remember, we talked about that being normal because we're all human. But it's definitely good to loosen up our backs. Good, you guys. Take a nice breath in. Exhale and relax. Now we're going to do a basic forward fold. My legs are going to be straight out in front. And all I'm going to do is take a nice breath in with my arms up. Do it with me. Exhale, forward fold. And you're just going to reach forward. You decide if you're grabbing onto the bottoms of your feet or resting closer to your knees. But hold wherever that position is for you and stretch. As you're holding this forward fold and breathing, look to make sure that your feet are staying flat. We don't want to see any rolling. You want to keep them nice and flat and really challenge yourself. Relaxing and stretching. My neck is neutral. Relaxing that low back with this stretch. Just keep breathing. It'll continue to release. You'll feel it in new places the longer you hold it. You guys are doing a great job. Keep breathing. And then you're going to take a nice breath in, exhale, and relax. Good. I'm going to reposition so you can see me, but I'm going to have you guys start with your knees. Now brought into your chest for me, okay? So bring the knees in. I'm going to hold my knees and I'm going to control the roll as I lay back, okay? So I'm going to let my back round, think roly-poly bug, and slowly control the movement as you lower down all the way in to a flat spine, okay? If you need that cushion underneath your head right now, go right ahead and bring it over. The brick is another good option if you need to have some support in your neck. All right, so we're going to bring our bodies into what is called a dead bug pose. So the dead bug pose, you're going to be bringing your knees towards your armpits, and you can hang on to your feet. How you choose to do that is kind of up to you. You can take your middle and index fingers and grab onto your large toe on each side and kind of pull the knees down. If that's too much, you just grab behind your knees and pull. All right, so choose what's best for you. Grabbing onto that anchor spot for yourself and pull the knees down. And as you hold this, relax the small of your belly. And that's going to help that low back release all of that stress that we have. Just kind of lets it go. Just keep stretching. And again, you just hold it where you need it. If it's behind your knees, that's fine. If you're just having to grip the whole foot, that's fine too. Just breathing, relaxing the small of your belly. Trying to let it go. Good. Take a breath in, exhale, feet down to the floor. Good. And then relax again. Now we're going to do our basic pelvic tilt. So all this one is pulling that belly button into the mat. Okay, so it's a tiny little movement as I tilt, and I'm going to relax. Okay, so I'm going to place my hands out to my side, look straight up to the ceiling. My knees are bent comfortably. And I'm just going to pull my stomach into the floor and then gently release. Let's do 4 more. Pulling in, gently release. Pulling in, gently release. 2 more times. Gently pulling in and release. Last one, pulling in and release. Good, so that's your basic pelvic tilt. From here, we're going to do what's called a supine butterfly. This is really going to help open up that pelvic floor and all the hip flexors. So you want the bottoms of your feet to touch and let the knees drop down and open. If you need to have the brick or a pillow support your knees, go for it. Okay, we talked about bringing the props in if you need it. If you don't need it, it's fine. But the bottoms of your feet are touching and you're just letting your knees drop out to the side. And we're really stretching our inner thigh and the hips. While you hold this, you do need to kind of relax the glutes because they're going to want to guard. Okay, so hold the position, letting everything just relax, trying not to guard. With each exhale, release the muscle, continuing to breathe. Kind of hitting reset on our day today. Again, the longer we hold these positions, the newer places you'll kind of find that stress just letting go. Some spots need a little bit longer than others to be convinced it's okay to leave. And I'm going to have you guys take a breath in, bring the knees back up, exhale, and relax. Good. All right, I'm going to have you guys return to a seated position so you can roll to the side and then gently press yourself up and bring yourself to a basic seated position that works for you. I'm going to cross my legs because that works for me. I'm not against the wall, but if you want to be up against the wall, that's fine. We're going to do a little bit of deep breathing. So we're going to inhale with our arms up, and then we're going to exhale, arms back down. Give me 2 more. Inhale, exhale, arms down. Last time, guys. Inhale, exhale, arms down. Good. I always like to end with that final relaxation for a little bit, okay? So you want to let your wrist kind of find its spot on that knee joint. You can connect your fingers if you want for your connecting points. If that's not where you're comfortable, just let them drape over and that's fine. So as you hold your position, I want your neck to be in a neutral spot, shoulders back a little bit, just like we're balancing a book. I'm going to walk you guys through that relaxing breathing that we've done before. So if you're comfortable with it, I'm going to have you go ahead and close your eyes. And with each exhale, we're going to talk about releasing our muscles and let that tension melt away, okay? So we're going to close the eyes. And I just want you to start breathing for me. And as we exhale, I want you to release the muscles on the tops of your head, letting them relax. Each exhale, relaxing more. And then we're going to relax the forehead, down across our eyelids, breathing and relaxing, down into our cheeks, into the jaw, down our neck, breathing and relaxing, down through the shoulders, into our arms, all the way into the wrist, and through the fingers. Each exhale, relax the muscles. And now bring yourself to your chest and upper back, relaxing the muscle. Down into your mid-rib cage area and back, relaxing. Exhale down to the small of your stomach and low back, letting it release. Down into our thighs, relaxing. Into our calves, our ankles, into the feet and through the toes, relaxing our bodies. Continuing to breathe for me, letting go of all of it. Good. And taking a breath in as we slowly open the eyes. Exhale and relax. Good job, you guys. Thank you for coming to your intro to yoga, beginner yoga stuff. Hopefully you feel good about what you were able to accomplish today. And feel free to check out all of our other videos, okay? Let a friend join you next time. Tell them to come check us out. If they're not Facebook post people, remember we also have that YouTube channel and we post everything up on there too, okay? Enjoy that sunshine today, you guys. Thanks again for coming.